in creating high-level competitive maps, then it's okay, and you can have a mistake here or there. But enough about the maps discussion. We're back into the mix here with the first map between Syman Gaming. If you were with us earlier, you will be familiar with them. They just beat Team Unique in 2 maps, but now they're against Gambit Youngsters on Overpass. And Gambit Youngsters are full of surprises. Shiro is the one to watch out for as far as the AWP is concerned. But otherwise, we'll have to see which Gambit Youngsters we're going to see today.
Have a look at this position from Syman Gaming. We've got Ramzik very, very deep towards A-Long. Hasn't really got the sound cues, which has allowed Syman Gaming to focus on the B bomb site. They're waiting for the move in from Gambit Youngsters. Quite comfortable at the moment, especially with that headshot from Torek. And now Ramzik's in such a good position. Not only does he have a flank on these plays, we haven't realized just yet, but also he can raise the alarm and call the rotation before the T's get to the site. And now the T's are going back. They've got the numbers advantage versus Ramzik, but well, never mind that. They've taken him out. So what do they choose to do? They tried to go towards B, didn't work. Tried to go towards A. There was a flank. Syman Gaming rotated. Now they kind of reset the entire situation by starting from T-spawn 3 versus 4.
Yeah, they have a lot of time. Typically, like, people go monster in this situation, and it's because it's like really easy after a reset. You only have to worry about one person in the entry. You're not going to be stopped before you get towards the bomb site. If you kill that guy, you're probably getting onto a bomb plant. However, this is the perfect counter position. Torek there, you're going to see the legs, get an early warning, and it might be the case that the Gambit Youngsters have no idea about this. And we're going to get some good shots coming in here from Perfecto. He's done one. Can he do in any others? Well, his teammates certainly are. And it looks like Axial is going to really struggle here to get anything done. He gets 1 kill, but 12 seconds to go. The pressure's really on him as he pushes forwards into his death. And that was a great position from Torek. That was the perfect counter position to just catch everything.
Very active pistol round for all concerned. So nice setup from Syman Gaming. You can see on the radar the slow move from Ramzik towards long into the party position as the push came in towards the B bomb site. So he stayed there in case they started to move out, and they did. Excuse me. So that was pretty promising, and it was a nice structure from Syman Gaming. They were proactive, not just reactive. Solid stuff, but we'll see if it plays through to the other rounds as well. Nilo's got the MP9. He will hear plenty of footsteps, but will change his position of engagement. Only good for the 1 frag, and Ramzik's doing it on the cheap with the Deagle. It wants to save money for big guns to come later on, so I feel like that was not the most ideal setup. And since Nilan chose a secondary angle, maybe he would have Ramzik hold. I mean, Ramzik could hold like a pixel angle with the Deagle to bait the T's into focusing on him, and then have Nilan have an easier cleanup of things. So I think there were better ways to play that, but they are on a 3 versus 2, so it could be worse.
Yeah, they should be fine from this position because the weaponry is just not. The weaponry and the health is just a terrible look for Gambit Youngsters. So it's just a matter of time now, but indeed it's going to be pretty painful for Ramzik, who was trying to cheat his way a little bit towards the AWP, which is fine. It's definitely fine to do that.
I don't think this round is, well, it isn't, potentially it's not too cut and dry if they made it into connector, but actually that won't be the case. There are 2, like on one side there's going to be 1 guy, on one side there's going to be 2 guys. Unfortunately for them, they're picking the site with 2. So the bomb plant's unlikely. Really edging forward, but now they've got to get their skates on, and they won't get their skates on very far. Looks more like a road traffic accident towards that long position. So the damage is limited. 2 frags though, you can be happy with that. And let's see what they have to offer in the next round, shall we? A slow start for Gambit Youngsters, but their guns are out now. They've got plenty of grenades for executions and such. Map control. Kriegs, AKs, Ramzik's AWP with no Kevlar due to being taken out with the Deagle.
All right, so what is the play from Gambit Youngsters? It's like they're going into a default here. They'll be taking over the bathrooms slowly but surely, one would imagine, given that they have 3 towards the play around at this point in time. Super trying to defend connector, and it's the wide peak. Beautiful accuracy there, finding Nealon straight away. And we saw on the previous map the stats on Nealon. He likes to get into the action, but it'll be Torek to get the frag here against Supra to lock down that position. But he's lost some HP. And that push as well can tell Gambit Youngsters that Syman Gaming have control of of sewers and that they might have to fight for that. There could be CTs in all these different and annoying corners and off angles if they try to retake the water position. But it doesn't deter them. Looks like they're thinking about going for a retake of that spot.
Syman Gaming blew off the squeaky door at the beginning of the round, which makes it a lot more difficult to do a number of things. Push short B as a T side. You could get double peeked through the door if there's a smoking connector, for example. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Some of the top teams have started doing this as well, and it's caused T sides to start smoking that door to help themselves get that short B position. So we'll see if Gambit youngsters are able to adjust to that. Playing CS 2 days a week, I'd be surprised, but we'll take nothing for granted. We've got entry frags into the B bomb site and in connector, but there's another one in connector, so this is still a fast-moving round. 25 seconds for the bomb to get planted, and the B bomb site's being cleared, and so have pretty much most of Syman Gaming. Ramsey can do nothing with an AWP and no Kevlar, so he'll have to find a good hiding spot because there are 4 players still alive in Gambit youngsters, and some of those players are looking for him. See a player going to swing wide on along. He's by the tree, and I don't think he'll be lasting very long indeed. He won't. First round on the board for Gambit youngsters.
Yeah, it's a good way to get things started. I think they survive with a lot of players there, so they'll be happy about the money that is going to be built. And we didn't really see too much of a bathrooms take coming in that round. And so I'm curious, if we're going to see more of that action going forwards. But it's going to be an anti-force buy type round. And so Gambit, I wonder if they'll go for one of two of the major options that you see here typically, which is a default that kind of goes into a monster push altogether, or a default that goes into a long push altogether. Those are the 2 most popular options, the 2 safest options to get onto a bomb site. Seeing lots of utility dumped here by Gambit youngsters. So they're trying to go for the bathrooms take with Inters. Is he going to go through the smoke? That is quite a risky play. Milan getting very hungry towards connector as well. So this might actually work out for Gambit youngsters. Ramzik is in a pretty compromised position. Can't find the headshot. Goes for the re-peek. He's absolutely mad, but he was pretty committed there. They would absolutely have chased him down, so has to go for that. 5v4 now for Gambit youngsters.
3 players creeping in connector. Looks like on the radar, Perfecto's on the A bomb site, so they have the information that Gambit youngsters appear to be heading towards B. Now, you've got to be careful. This corner they're about to jump around. When players are in connector, if you look at number 8 on the radar, if Ts are running in that position, they can be heard by people who are in the middle of connector, so you've got to be careful about that. Syman Gaming moving towards that short B position. Perfecto still spotting, I'm not sure if he's in A or if he's on the balcony area. We've got Neelan looking to flank the players as they move towards Monster. I don't think he'll get there fast enough to shoot him in the butt. Axar doesn't know where he's getting shot from with that door being open, but he's got a flash for his teammates. Perfecto looking for a flank, and indeed Neelan is just too far away with the Desert Eagle to do anything, but he can try to get some exits. I think that will be the goal now for Syman Gaming. Little to lose. Well, actually, they've got the Kevlar and so on, so how much they want to gamble is up to them. But Gambit youngsters are all alive for the time being. All surviving this round would give them an extra buy should they lose the next one. That would be really good for them. Super moving around, won't have too much trouble dealing with Neelan. Gets the Desert Eagle for his troubles as well. And I think Perfecto's been spotted, so doesn't have the weapon or position. Can hold on to his $1,300. And it will be 2 for 2. So while Gambit youngsters don't have all the experience in the world, we have seen that they are, for their experience, quite organized. But it's the plan B when they're put into a difficult spot that they can sometimes struggle with. So we'll see how this looks. I think we've seen some good things from their opponent as well at the beginning of this game. We've seen some organization. They have a very clear idea of what they want to do. You saw that around the connector area at the beginning of a buy round from them. So this map shows some promise.
Yeah, we don't exactly know their map pool intimately yet, so it's pretty cool to see a variety of maps. It's cool to see the comfort that they have on this map so far. Could also be that Syman Gaming just continue to struggle with CT sides as well. We can't forget that. That could be the case, absolutely. While you're coming in, but look at this stack of players. A spray, there you go. Beautiful. Just deleting 3 players. And that's how it's supposed to go. So that's how it's done. Perfecto, last man standing. But he will not be standing for too much longer. He's not going to be able to move from that corner, indeed. Another round goes the way of Gambit youngsters, and they've dealt with the eco. And now perhaps we get into the serious business, because we should expect that full buys come out and that perhaps Gambit youngsters are going to have to deal with maybe some aggressive action from the CT side of Syman Gaming. Perhaps they'll be making some plays. There's so many options on the map like Overpass. That's why it's such a fun map to watch and to play.
All right, let's see what the setup is for Syman Gaming. Now, we spoke about plan Bs for Gambit youngsters. Maybe this is a plan B situation for Syman Gaming, where they don't have all the grenades in the world. So we've got Ramzik in a forward position towards the A site with the AUG rather than the AWP. There will be no one in connected this time for the CT side, no blown off door, and Gambit youngsters will charge towards the short B position. So we've already seen stark changes to the beginning of a round when they're not fully equipped Syman Gaming. Exile's looking for a jump peek from the CTs. We've got a number of CTs still around the B bomb site just waiting. See if that jump peek comes in. There's an exchange of fire, and Toric's going to be lucky to survive that. 24 HP for him. Might be quiet from now on. We've got Perfecto towards the barrels on B. Keels might be in that elevated position. The drainage pipes, you can jump on them to have a cheeky angle towards short. So again, there's a triangle of doom around the B bomb site for Syman Gaming. If there was a wall of smokes and Gambit tried to go beyond it, they could get in trouble. In the meantime, Gambit have gone on an investigation towards the A bomb site. Well, towards the toilets at least, maybe not the A bomb site itself. But Syman Gaming are playing pretty damn passive. Again, they don't have the AWP, so there's no AWP rifler setup, excuse me. And Gambit youngsters ask some questions towards the B bomb site, but still most of the legs are towards A.
Yeah, liking this harassment here from Exile. And just going to keep that attention on the B bomb site for now. That is quite the pick from Nafani. That's going to now allow Gambit to collapse onto the bomb site. He then trying to get the spray in, takes down Inters. That's a spray for the potential plant, but Shiro, oh, that is massive. Big damage, and the bomb will go down just in the nick of time. And Perfecto is the last man standing. What effort from Shiro.
No kit for Perfecto, but there are bodies all over the place, so who knows what he might find on his travels. Exile's only got 23 HP, so this is potentially doable for Perfecto if he can understand the position of the players. Shiro's going to get his 4th kill of the round. Marvelous stuff from him. No crazy reactions, just another round in the bag for Gambit youngsters. The Molotov behind the dice was so important, forces the CT from his position, chooses to beat, gets taken out. That's a very key frag for Gambit youngsters as they move towards the A site. You've got to get rid of that player one way or another. Shiro with an MVP performance for that particular round, a 180 through the smoke. Marvelous stump from him. Look at that, stone cold killer, no response. Emotionally unintelligent.
Just back to the pistols then for Syman Gaming. Man, it's not their day as far as CT sides are concerned. Still have time to change the story though. That position Toric has is really good. It's really annoying to deal with. You got so much warning if the door opens, and you got so much warning if they go monster. If you have like an auger scope there, it is lovely, lovely, lovely. Gambit youngsters working on their slow defaults again here in this round. This actually looks very similar to their last anti-eco. I think I'd like it for them to kind of group up a bit more quickly for safety. But hey, if you get the kills, if you're getting it done, then keep it going. Have the fun of just running what you're used to, and you can see them starting to converge together towards the bathrooms now. Bomb being collected, and it will scurry its way towards the group, the pack. And
they've got one Molotov. Okay, I just want to mention that. They've got one Molotov, sub 30 seconds to execute into the site, clear it, and plant the bomb. There's a forward smoke from the CT to play around, so this is where you start to have some problems, or do you? Through the smoke, Nealon gets taken up. Perfecto is still here. If they go for the default plant, perhaps it's all but guaranteed that he gets some kind of damage there, but no. 15 seconds, there's still no beeps just yet, but only 2 plays remain for Syman Gaming, and they don't have position, so it works out well for Gambit youngsters. They have not taken too much damage. They've got position all over the bomb site. It's a cheeky frag from Kills, but he will not retrieve that weapon. They need to make actually, no, he's not going to get to that. And it is being disposed of just in case, I think. Kiel standing in the smoke, looking for more. Little to lose. Just a banana CZ or whatever that is. Creeping forward now. Keeping the T's close to the bomb site. They could fall back now, and he'll try to run away and save his pistol. But it's 5-2 for Gambit youngsters. Syman Gaming having a nightmare so far on their CT side.
Yeah, they really are, and it's the scary thing as well is that it's this kind of methodical approach that we're seeing from Gambit youngsters, and it's coming to fruition. And we saw last time that happened, and it was against who Syman just played, which was Team Unique. And it was pretty devastating, ultimately, once they got it going. So it looks like they're getting it online this time as well. And the T side of Overpass can already be it can be a snowbally kind of affair once you get the economy going. I haven't really seen Syman getting anything going just yet as far as the... I mean, we saw the one AWP, but it wasn't part of the action at all until the round was over.
Okay, we have a more solid buy for Syman Gaming. They're not handicapped by the lack of AWP anymore. We've got Ramzik with the gun that he wants, and they've almost got full utility. Once again, Ramzik will be over towards that long position. He's got some support from Neelan around the toilets, but we'll see how long it lasts for. We should expect the usual smoke towards the toilets position. Exile being careful. If he went to those stairs, he would be vulnerable to a potential boost from the short B position, which we have seen the odd team do, but that hasn't been the case in this game just yet. So Neelan's just keeping an eye on things. We've got the smoke coming in now. Is that the one Team Liquid throw from in front of the playgrounds? I think it is. There's the molly for Divider. And that will force the CTs back, deny them vision, deny them information. Neelan playing inside the smokes, which is not too shabby a position to play. There's a flash through it though, and he eats it. Wasn't expecting that. Beautiful stuff from Gambit youngsters. And that's not something you can respond to. That's the information for the CTs taken away in a lot of the lines towards A. And you can see that forces Toric to rotate from B to the A bomb site.
Yeah, the map's gone completely dark, hasn't it? Like the fog of war is now everywhere for Syman Gaming, splitting 2 to a bomb site. The fact that with this elevated position, I really hate dealing with this position. It's really annoying. But we'll see how Gambit youngsters attack it. They'll probably have some flashbangs to aid the approach. Quick counter smoke there because time is so low as well. That smoke is perfect. Flashbang does come in, but the damage, it's good enough. They will trade their way to success. Good trades from Gambit youngsters. Now they should be able to plant the bomb. Got just enough time left to do so. And Nafani covering from the water position. There's just nothing that can be done at this point. And I think that that's a real statement, I think, James, that Gambit youngsters just put to Syman Gaming, which is effectively like, if you're going to sit down and just allow us to work the map and let us just run a set piece, we're going to win the round. So you have to come up to us and take initiative, do something in the early to mid round before we get to that point. Otherwise, you're going to lose this game.
It's pretty simple stuff from Gambit youngsters. Took out the most forward player, denied complete information across the whole map for Syman Gaming. Forced them to go 2 per site because they have no idea what's going on, and then overwhelm with numbers and a superior execute into one of the sites. Job done. Outmaneuvered, they've got more players to trade frag. It's obviously to their advantage. They just keep making inroads. Going through villages, burning everything down. 6-2 for Gambit youngsters, and there's an AWP, a hope and a prayer, the odd grenade, the odd pistol for Syman Gaming. So in a round such as this, you need some kind of aggressive play. Does it go towards Fountain? Does it go to Connector with the AWP? Sorry.
I want you to keep saying it like that for the rest of the game. AWP.
Gambit youngsters have been patient. They've looked for aggression from the CT side, so they may not have too much trouble dealing with some kind of aggressive play from Syman Gaming. But have a look at this. We've got 2 players going down long. One was towards Party, flash from his position, and Nafani, I think he saw a player towards the barrels. Perfecto. Not looking perfect anymore. Lost half his health, but he is still in position. Forced away. That smoke comes at perfect timing. And it's a pretty good anti-eco so far from Gambit youngsters. They're going to leave Nafani in position and look for response elsewhere, it seems.
Yeah, this is interesting. Sometimes, you know, in rounds like this, you can get punished for overcomplicating things. So we'll see if that is the case. When that smoke goes away, perhaps they're expecting a push to come in from the CTs to basically get the information if it's clear or not, and then they'll just punish. they're really trying to force Syman Gaming to go aggressive, but they are not biting just yet. And Gambit youngsters need to be careful they don't waste too much of their own time. They've had some really late rounds up until this point.
It's a Trojan horse. It's a chocolate egg filled with cyanide. But at what point do you have to capitalize on your advantage? He can peek towards the B bomb site. At this point, they're going towards A, so surely he's got to make a play in full rotation. It seems they're going to make a play towards A before he activates towards B, but there we go. There are the frags coming in on both sides. Now it's a 23-second rotation towards the B bomb site, but there are still 2 CTs here. And he might lose these duels. Nafany's still alive. There's one more in the water, though. He's looking to take out that engagement, but look at the time he's got to play for the bomb. 13 seconds. Is anyone going to check? He's actually outmaneuvered himself, so he can't stop the bomb plant from happening. And he's only got a pistol to lose, so I feel like that was a gamble worth taking. That's the only way you're going to have an impact in the round, in my opinion. But there we are. Ramzik trying to save the AWP now versus 5 Gambit youngsters players. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Nafany won every duel, which is a bonus. It's a big bonus. I mean, if he loses, you know, maybe the second duel, they might still want to go towards B, but now there's an AK there. It could get weird, but we can hold on to this AWP as long as possible. And Gambit youngsters looking to make that difficult. Yeah, they definitely look like a better team overall so far. But the stylistic matchup could be very enlightening.
So, again, we saw promising things from Syman Gaming at the beginning in the way they started their rounds. But with some difficulty, there's no response. There's no response. There's no depth. We're in a paddling pool. They've got the plastic armbands on. They're just floating at the moment, and it's not enough because the tide is coming in strong. And the tide of Gambit youngsters is quite brutal at the moment. These were really clutch frags, though, by Nafany. We've got a full rotation from Gambit youngsters, but there are still 2 players on the bomb site. And with low time, rotating at 25 seconds, that can be an issue, but it wasn't due to the individual play from Nafany.
Yeah, he really locked that down. He definitely got at least one more than I ever could have expected him to get, which is nice. But it is a question of keeping things going. And I have to say, I see hunger, I see desire in the hearts of these youngsters. They look really focused, and I really like that. It reminds me of what it was like when I was their age. Ah, the good times. But here we go, fast rounds. We've got the nades coming out to assist, quick push. Quick smoke there to extinguish the flames, but the flashbangs are perfect. Nafany will be traded out here, but has he done enough damage? Perfecto will be traded eventually as well, but Torek on the side, making life difficult. Shiro trying to get the damage through the smoke here. He knows that Torek looms, but those smokes are making things difficult.
Shiro just falling off, landing inaccuracy, a problem for him. Axel trying to get the 1 versus 1s, looking for the transfer, but it's not enough. Gambit youngsters with a fast play into the B bomb site, variants around the smoke grenades, and they've given their opponent a round. Nothing necessarily wrong with changing the pace, but they are outmaneuvering their opponent with the slow round so well, denying them information and crushing them on the bomb sites that I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to those kind of plays. Maybe this is a spark that puts Syman Gaming back into the game. Maybe they can get some encouragement from a round like that, despite it being partly variants around the smoke grenades. Psychologically, it might flip a switch. Tactical pause for Gambit, trying to ruin that momentum maybe of their opponent. Slowed him down.
Indeed. It's going to be interesting to see if Gambit youngsters, as you say, you know, we saw a change of pace, if we'll see another change of pace. And the AWP is going to come out onto Shiro. Have we seen that? I don't think we've seen that yet, right? I think he's just been rifling so far.
Don't recall it.
Yeah, I think he's just been rifling so far. So that should be fun to see Shiro. He's got quite a strong AWP on him. Speaking of which, Syman Gaming with the full buy Ramzik, the AWP as well for them. He's been playing a variety of positions so far, mostly towards the bathrooms. And we'll have ourselves, the youngsters, playing a slow defaults. Just now going towards the fountain. I feel like these positions have been shown as favorable for Syman Gaming in their defensive setups, so it's something that Gambit can perhaps anticipate. Ooh, the tag on the flames was heard, gave away Ramzik's position. And he goes to the peak and gets fragged. Unfortunate.
Well, he was forced forward into the open. He was exposed. The pretty flowers belie a dangerous T with an AWP. Creeping behind the slide, very sinister, very menacing. Inters moves to keep the CTs honest should they look to make a play towards connector or something along those lines. And it seems that's what they will do, looking the right way, but not getting the frag. 45 seconds remain, and it's 5 versus 3. Once again, Gambit youngsters just drying Syman Gaming out like beef jerky at the moment. There's not much they're able to do. They're gambling, stacking the A-bomb sites, and that might be a beautiful play. They've got 2 Molotovs and a smoke grenade, Syman Gaming, so they can put that forward smoke again around the Optimus position and really cause some trouble. This could be a difficult round for Gambit youngsters. We can see their grenade starting to stream in. They do have a numbers advantage, but will they be able to trade?
Going for the quick push now with the limited time once again. The multi-frag coming in from the Fam as Kios is running out of bullets. He's another gun and he won't be able to find it. And another very, very slow round, a slow bleeder, if you will, if you'll permit it. But it's working out. It's interesting because playing those really slow rounds is difficult to do because you have to time things out in the best way possible so that you don't just run out of time, or that you have just enough time that so if something goes wrong, you can fix it and then still get the plant. And so far, we haven't seen Gambit run into any problems playing these really slow rounds.
Yeah, I can't remember a round in the 8 Gambit 1 where there was any advantage for Syman Gaming. I mean, they stacked us the right bomb site with 3 players there and lost the round with 5 seconds on the clock. Thought it might have been more difficult, but maybe Gambit youngsters are simply a better team on Overpass, at least on the T side. We have seen these halves be a lopsided affair, so we won't make any assumptions until we see the second half, but that may feel like it's a long way away for Syman Gaming the way these rounds have been going. Look at the attention to detail as Gambit youngsters make sure there are no mistakes made on the B-bomb site. Supra's got to be careful though, take some deep shots to the back, and there's a free weapon for Syman Gaming. They can full buy next round regardless, so we'll see what they choose to do. Smoke grenade will make things pretty damn difficult though. They will suggest a creation of space with a smoke back, but okay, going for the boost. Going to get the Krieg up, see what they can do. It's not about damage, it's only about winning the round, but he's failed the jump, and Perfecto turned around like, shall we bail? Kind of giving the game away there. Seems there's some hesitation. He's going to close the door on his teammate as well. What is going on? I don't know why he's running away with the Desert Eagle. I guess he just wants to change position to try and steal something.
There you go. He's a thief. He's a tea leaf.
Okay, Perfecto's here as well with his other Deagle, so they've got 2 rifles out of this. That money may have something to play in the future round. Now, Ramzik was moving forward. Could have lost that. Leave the Deagle guys to go and get the gun, but anyway. They've got some free money for this round, but do they have any more rounds in this half?
This is looking like so drilled.
Almost in sync.
It's looking so drilled from Gambit youngsters. It's like they're playing just offline, then playing practice or like a scrim or something, and they're just kind of like going through the motions. So yeah, you have an eco now. Yep, you've got Byron now. Okay, yep, this is happening now. Okay, we understand all the risks. We understand exactly what we're supposed to be doing as a team. They're moving together well. I have to say, I think the team play overall is better on Gambit youngsters than it was, I think, from the previous 2 teams we saw, Syman Gaming and Unique.
Yeah, there's a lot more synergy on their T side.
Yeah.
For a 2-day-a-week team, that's quite something. Part-timers.
Yeah, they're really good. But Double Horse now is the name of the game for Syman Gaming, and they are patiently awaiting Gambit youngsters and looking to see what they're going to be up to. Got to be careful with that jump peak position.
Torok just jump peeked and he saw nothing. But Gambit look set up to make a play towards the B-bomb site. They're showing some presence towards A, but this is really, really late, so I'm curious to see how they play it. They're actually causing a rotation with these grenades just at the front of the toilets. They've denied information. There's 2 players in the toilets. You can see the Position for Nealon has changed, afraid of being pop flashed through to the other side, but Inters is waiting for him. But it seems Gambit Youngsters are actually heading towards the A site after all, and they've made the right play. Ramzik's towards the long position, so they have to be a little weaker on A because he's so deep. Torik's being chased now. Shadow advantage, though. Nafi's got to be aware of that. And now there are problems for Gambit Youngsters. 18 seconds to plant the bomb. 2 players deep on A long. But Syman is still not fully rotating from the B bomb site because they just don't know what's going on. The bomb goes down for free after all. Despite the man advantage, Syman playing it slow, trying to secure this round with all their numbers.
Ooh, that's a huge kill. I was going to say, not having any smokes themselves is a huge problem, but they're getting the frag. Shiro delivers another one. Now down to Exile. Can they spot him here in this little corner? This is going to be a huge peek. Oh, he can't get it done as close, though, and the damage is astronomical. And oof, what a round coming in from Gambit Youngsters, almost clutching that one out. That was a very difficult affair indeed.
Very big round, and it will help the CT side that the 2 rifles they saved in the round prior allows them to have some extra money to spread the wealth. That's pretty important for this situation. So there are 4 rounds on the board for Syman Gaming. They could still get 6 out of this. There's full buys galore for Gambit Youngsters. Maybe the second AWP will change something for Syman Gaming. But again, as rough as this CT side looks, we have no idea what the T side will look like. So maybe 4 rounds is a promising start for them, or maybe a promising finish, rather. Gambit Youngsters change the pace once again. The smokes are up, and the first frag goes the way of Syman Gaming. Looking for another one. There's a tag, but there's a trade for the earlier frag, maybe. Man advantage now for Gambit Youngsters, and Torik was a problem last time from the same position, but there will be a trade by Supra. 3 versus 2, and Perfecto is done for. Ramzik is in a tough spot, and it's another disaster for Syman Gaming. Gambit look likely to move to 10 at this time.
It would be interesting, James, is if Syman Gaming, they play out of the 3 maps that they played, that they would get 5 rounds on every single CT side, because the last 2 CT sides they got 5 rounds. And so it's looking like that might be the case again here. I mean, obviously they would have to pick up I would imagine a surprise round next round. But ultimately, it's obviously not the best start in the world. And I'm really curious about Gambit Youngsters on their CT side, because I would expect that they would play the basics a little bit better than we saw from Syman Gaming in this Overpass and on some of the previous CT sides we saw from the previous best of 3. So definitely looking really good as far as the predictions are concerned, as far as Gambit Youngsters being the favorites in this series. But time will tell. And of course, we have one last round to play out here on this first half. What have you got for us? Money is absolutely perfect for Gambit Youngsters. They can have whatever they want. Not quite the same story for the likes of Syman Gaming. It's good enough, though. MP9 will make an appearance. But otherwise, they have more or less everything that they could want. And Torik actually going for a Fountain Flash. There's one received as well in kind. Fast take a connector. Having connectors is really helpful when you start to push in towards the playground area, as you can have multiple points of attack. Ooh, Supra, speaking of which, gets a kill, I think, through the door there. Absolutely, yeah, towards the short position. Traded out by Ramzik, though. But definitely, you're happy if you're Gambit Youngsters with that one.
We need to see something from Syman Gaming, so I can make a Turok pun at some point. For those of you who had an N64. I didn't have one, but my friends did. Turok 2 gave me motion sickness back in the day. Wow. Really pissed me off. No disabled access in these toilets, of course. Oppressive area of Overpass. 50 seconds left. Gambit not shy for a slow round, as we've seen. But look at the information play. Maybe too little too late from Syman Gaming, but they've gone through Monster, and they will soon see there's nothing towards short B. And surely Ramzik rotates towards the A bomb site. 40 seconds left as the grenade starts to stream in, but Gambit Youngsters basically take the sites already with 2 players coming in from long. We've got Torik stuck in a toilet position, pre-firing the bomb. The 180's dead, the trades are all over the place, and the bomb can still be rescued. Kioz could do something, though, coming up the top connector. He'll hit Inters making a play towards the site. 20 seconds, got to go for a truck plant, surely, but that will show him. Oh, he's going to go for it regardless. The fake is up, and Kioz is there. Oh my god, this is going to end in disaster for Gambit Youngsters. Ramzik holding the angle, down he goes. 7 seconds, all Kioz has to do is hide. Does he go for the wallbang? Is he going to go for the bomb plant? It's too late. Why is he facing? There's no way he plants the bomb there. All right, there we go. Everything calms down.
it's
5
mad.
rounds indeed for Syman Gaming, 10 for Gambit Youngsters. It's half-time. We'll see you after the break. That last round in a 2v2 situation was really, really interesting. AWP holding towards bank. It's a good spot if all of your team are on the B bomb site. Stops you getting flanked. If you have an angle towards the truck, you see anybody crossing towards the site. So there was no good place to plant the bomb in that situation because of the flank, but here we are. Syman Gaming with 5 rounds at half-time had a difficult time of things on the CT side, but they moved to the T side. And we've seen the CT side be difficult for a number of teams, but I expect more from Gambit Youngsters. We'll see what kind of pistol round they have in store for their opponent when we kick things off, and that's 7 seconds away. Keels will have grenade for his squad. There's no P250s for Syman Gaming. Inters has 2 flashes and a diffuse kit. A smoke, no smoke rather, but 2 flashes, so maybe a more aggressive play from Gambit Youngsters. They could spot around the party area and then get a pop flash play in. Where is the flash? Inters is towards the B bomb site. Look at this aggression from Gambit Youngsters. They start well. There are flashes from the T side, but they're walking into a very difficult position. Are they really identifying what is going on here? We've got 4 CTs around the toilets. Syman Gaming, if they push beyond the point of no return, surely it's at least a double peak. Super trying to finish things off, and the bomb might not even make it to toilets. Keels alone, 1 versus 3. 1 versus 3 at the moment. He's dropped all his grenades. The smoke grenade will isolate some of the pushes. Holding onto it maybe for a post-plant, but I don't think a plant is likely. Looking for an over-rotation or a curious push, but they have the bomb. They have better range with the USPs. It is a really rough spot for Keels, and he may not last too long. As soon as he engages the wrong person, surely they peek out there. So they've got the right side there. They're playing together, but he did get a 1 versus 1. He's got plenty of time to find himself a little more. A slight tag, but he really needs headshots here. He's down to 5 HP now. 1 versus 2. 1 versus 1. Really, can he do this? He's got the bullets for it. 38 seconds. How is this happening? He's got 5 HP. They're both looking for the headshots. Finally, it will come in. That would have been really crushing, but they got there in the end.
Hit 5 HP for so long there. For so long. He didn't get hit once. Unreal. Wow, okay. Whew, all right. All right. It's all good, everyone. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Okay.
Well, you see why Sean Gez asked that question one time. What is the value of Kevlar on a pistol round, essentially? When everyone's going for the headshots.
What is the value of an auto shotgun in the anti-eco round? It's pretty damn high. I can't wait to see the carnage. But is he in position? Supra, well, yeah, pretty much. Not a bad position to be in. It looks like they're all going his way. Oh, give it to me. Yes!
Ooh.
Yeah, let's go! Give me more, give me more! Oh, it wasn't to be more, but maybe for sure there is. It's a very labored spray. It's very stressful. Manages to get out of dodge, though. That actually went really well for Shiro, honestly. I think he probably was not thinking that thinking that would go too well.
Rantic's like, guys, No one's answering the phone for Ramzik. He was dropped to Krieg in this round, and he has fired 10 bullets, but I don't think he's seen anyone. He's picked up the bomb, and he hasn't actually been seen, but there's only so many places he could be. Well, long, basically. And who's holding on the A-bomb site? It is Inters. So he is completely contained. He is the T-Virus. And Gambit youngsters are the Umbrella Corporation. Maybe not. Didn't they spread it? Who knows? Anyway. Creeping towards the site. A little awkward for Inters, but he's got beautiful angles. Look at the angles they're posting. They're 18 years old, man. In this tournament so far, we haven't seen this kind of coordination from most of the teams on their CT side. They're able to set up and understand the angles they need to hold and how to guarantee 2 versus 1s. You've got the first person peeking from the toilets. As soon as he starts shooting, the guy with the UMP on dice is going to swing, and you're going to have your 2 versus 1. They're going to trade worst case scenario. It's awesome.
Yeah, these guys are Counter-Strike players, which is very good to see. And when I say that, I mean like they clearly appreciate playing good Counter-Strike. It's not just about let's be gratified with awesome headshots, but either way, we'll have a quick Suez take coming in from Syman Gaming. Going to speed up the pace here, and maybe this will be surprising. Keel's in position quickly. He's been key in their performances so far. I mean, we saw that incredible performance he had on Train to really step up, and Ramzik goes running up long into the A-bomb site. There's nobody there as well.
Maybe it should have done more damage.
Ramzik is about to find 2 players, though, and there is one. What about the second one? Okay. We'll get traded out by Supra.
MP9's been putting in work today. Winning duels versus rifles. 1 minute on the clock for Syman Gaming. Torek could be key. Supra was in a forward position, but Torek is going towards a long with the AK-47. Now, there are some flashes for Gambit youngsters. There's an incendiary for Inters, and there's a smoke for Supra. So 40 seconds now for Syman Gaming. Still waiting. And there's a fake being offered by Torek, creating some space for the smoke grenade. He's pulled one of the players away, but the bomb's been dropped. That's all the information they needed. The moving accuracy of the MP9 spamming kills. And now things go from bad to worse. Perfecto getting shot in the back, but he's completely surrounded. He's got 25 seconds, too many angles, and it's another round in the bag for Gambit youngsters. A fake offered from long towards the A-bomb site, but just the wrong information found immediately in Monster. The bomb carrier taken out. You don't need any more info than that.
All right, they're looking to blow Syman Gaming completely out of the water on this first map, which would be awesome to see just because of the way they're doing it. I'm just loving the discipline. I'm loving the Counter-Strike that we're seeing from this team. As you say, James, you know, just given the context of who they are, what they're, you know, how they came to be. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. They're really looking to blow Syman Gaming out of the water, and it would be so interesting if Syman Gaming just keep getting 5 rounds on CD sides. Like, obviously, there's potentially 2 more maps left. Alrighty, well, we're back into it.
Meat shots.
And
Butcher by.
Yeah, it's the Deagles. So you should imagine Gambit should be taking this one and moving to 14 somewhat easily. Ramzik the AWP, unable to find a 1. Maybe he can find a 2.
Just too much structure for Gambit youngsters.
Yeah.
There's just too much structure. What can Syman Gaming do? They had HEs, they no longer have HEs, and no damage has been done. Well, Nathaniel's lost 1 HP. There's a smoke for Kios. He is currently moving towards the party position, so it could be used to get closer to the bomb site. That smoke by Divider might actually help them, considering they don't have the range, for at least for a spray, because they've all got pistols and no CZs. The boost to look into the toilets. They won't see much of anything. Gambit youngsters not going to give them any opportunities. They're playing the bomb sites. They're not going to be caught in isolation. They're going to force Syman Gaming to play on their terms. Some jump spotting from Supra, looking at what's going on there, waiting with Molotovs to contain for area control. There's a fadeaway Molotov towards toilets, towards the long position. They can drop smokes behind them. There's a forward smoke, the only smoke for Syman Gaming on the site, but they can't quite get close to the site, save for the players by the flower beds. Shadow.
This is such a good round here from Gambit youngsters, and they're finishing things off with the rifles. And it's such a stark difference, isn't it, James? If we look back at when Gambit youngsters were on the T side and Syman Gaming were in this position, we saw we saw Ramzik, who had a deagle because he was saving for an AWP, and they had an MP9 and they were playing around the connector position. They got wiped out immediately. It was chaotic. And instead from Gambit youngsters, we see what it's supposed to look like, which is, hey, you guys have terrible weapons. You have no utility. Where are you weak? Running onto a bomb site, trying to plant the bomb. Well, that's what we're going to exploit you with then. We're going to just hold the bomb sites. Fanny actually 20 for 9 with the best stats in this particular map so far, but it's a 14-5 scoreline. Gambit youngsters looking to close this over the line, and here is a big buy and aggression straight through the smoke. Like to see that. Gambit youngsters trying to flip the scripts.
Yeah, and how on earth will Syman Gaming respond to this? Well, that's one way to start. Ramzik taking Exile out. There's an answer from Supra, though. So there's a lot of position. However, the bomb is with 3 players towards the B bomb site, and they were very quick towards the sandbag position on short B. So maybe they feel inclined to push. Maybe they feel things will only get worse if they wait. Now it's Intez's turn to play around the smoke, but he won't hold the same angle his opponent did, and you can see how that will help him. And now he moves into it after the spray. Beautiful stuff. We've got tracers on either side of him. There's a push through the smoke with the bomb! Oh no, everything's falling to pieces. They're getting cut apart. Torek 1 versus 4, and he's being flanked as well.
Wow. What do you say about that one? Oh my god, they owned it so hard. Gambit youngsters yet to drop a round in this second half. And now they're one more away, and there's max loss bonus for the other team, sure, but they have no bomb plant bonus. So they're going to be buying from $3,400 in this next round, and that's going to suck, because that means that if someone's going to have an AK, it means that someone's going to have dropped it, unless someone has some money left over, but I would have imagined that they would have spent everything in that last round, so we're about to find out. And indeed, looks like someone drops an AK. I imagine it must have been the case. Got some nades as well. But will they be able to get a round on this second half? And so I was looking to go for the peak there, Naf, and he continuing to deliver. Oh dear, James, this is a massacre.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Gambit youngsters coming in like the DEA. That's a really strong game of Overpass from them. That's a fantastic performance from them. I think they showed that they are working as a unit. They're